everybody. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I filmed this a couple of times and had some problems, so I'm doing it here on the computer. This video is for your entertainment. In my shop, I tend to use my tools to build tools, and that's what this video is about. There's actually two tools that get built. So I hope you enjoy, and sit back and relax. Take care. So here's a setup you don't see every day. I've got my pallet in my vise, and I purposely set up this pallet that would accept this rotary table. And the rotary table, I purposely added a sacrificial pallet, and when I did that, I drilled and tapped so that I could mount my 3-jaw chuck on it. So we got a vise, a pallet, a rotary table, a pallet, and a 3-jaw. But it's just what I needed. It'll work out well. Here's a quick video of using the center quip to locate center. Well, this could be an accident waiting to happen, but my GoPro's dead, so I'll see if I can power tap this 440, doing it one-handed so I can film it. Just for you guys. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Okay. Well, I got it done. So the threaded holes are completed, drilled and tapped, and the plates attached. And now I'm drilling 1/4-inch holes, or not 1/4 inch, but 7/32 for a 1/4-inch thread. And basically went out, 1.250 inches, and then 1 inch each direction out to 5 inches. And going to go at 45-degree angles and put all the holes in. So you don't have to watch drilling. The rest of it's just cranking a rotary table and moving it around back and forth. So we'll bring you back at the next step. So I've got the 3-jaw chuck underneath here, and I'm just chamfering holes before I go and tap. But my drill press broke the other day, and here's a photo That's a photo of a starter that's in the head of the unit, and it's a 110 volt unit, but it does have a starter, and it also had 12 volt transformer in there to run the light. Carl helped me out, set me up with a starter he had in his stock. And we rewired it last night, and I changed it over to a 110 volt bulb now. So drill press is back working, and I'm a happy boy. So I got a depth stop set, and just giving these a quick little chamfer. The apprentice in here working today, my grandson, got him started. Well, I thought I'd show you the drill press since I talked about repairing it. This unit is a Fobco, 1.25" spindle there. It's made in England, and you can see that the low speed is 51. It's basically got a shift lever, so you can go from high speed to low speed, and very simple. I just changed it over to a 12 volt light. a 110 volt light. Nice thing about these LEDs is they don't get hot. I'd like to get a bulb that sits up higher in there, but for right now it's working great. Has a 1-horse motor on it. These fuses were for the 12 volt light. I just put them back in there just to fill the holes. It's a great drill press, 20-inch. It's got a crank mechanism for raising and lowering the table. See, it's got a crank there, and it's adjustable so you can move it, the whole unit, up and down. It's a Morse taper 3. You can see the basically pressing the button, and it stops. Got a great mechanism for adjusting the belts. Just crank this lever back and forth, and it's got a 5-step pulley in it. It's been a great drill press, and really happy with it that I got it back running again. There's a variety of drill press vices down there, so they can do just about anything I need over here. And I said Morse taper 3, and I've got some various chucks up there. Hey, hit that bell and subscribe. Hurry up now. As I was walking away, of course, I always think of something else. This is your typical quill stop that you use on a Bridgeport, and this was, I think, a Mr. Pete trick. Is rethread it so that it fits your drill press. So it's a quick way for setting up a quick stop when you don't want to sit there and run these up and down. Of course, these are much more positive stop, so if you're really hammering away, I would suggest using those, but very quick method. Good tip. So using the tapping head is far superior than using the mill. The mill can, of course, power tap, but you got to keep reversing the three-phase. And with this guy, you don't need to. I got to pick up a work call, but it works out great. Well, just using the Tom Lipton chamfering tool idea, and went around and hit all these chamfers. It works fantastic, real quick. This is the last item I need to do. It was to finish the chamfer here. I didn't have the right setup. I didn't have enough space in the mill to get a different chuck in to do it, so we'll finish it up here on the drill press. Center hole gives me the choice, one, to lock this plate down even harder, or I have a 3/8 diameter center hole that I can use to attach parts with also. Well, here's my idea. I made a rotary welding table that I can adjust in angles. And so, just looking here, stepping on the damn thing, I could tack, and I could rotate, and I can tack, and then I can remove the clamp. The hole in this plate just happened to be there. It works out okay for right now for connecting the ground rod. I might even try, fusion welding, and I move it by hand as a possibility. But I think this will come in handy for various little projects where I can play with the angle. As you can see, I can have it here. The bitch is the ground right now. I've got to see if I can come up with a different grounding method that the clamp won't be on here, but I'll have a cable attached to the plate. Still be dragging the cable around, but I think it's going to have its merits, since I can basically lean it just about any angle I want and still rotate it. And use the 1/4 inch hold downs. I think it's a winner. Time will tell, but I'm going to give it a test try here in a few minutes and see about just welding this for the fun of it. Just a couple pieces of scrap. Other than that, it's finished, and it'll be waiting for the next time it needs to be used. You can see the power arm down below there. Oh, there went the cable. But there it is. Here's another build I did this week. Now, I didn't invent this. Ever since I watched my buddy Gary Brown, Old Iron Machine, have his paint shaker, a commercial one. I've wanted one. So I went on eBay the other day looking to see if there's something I could buy. Well, I didn't find what I was looking for, but I found something close to this. A paint shaker. I just cobbled this guy together to see if it would work, but it's basically at the sidewall. You know, it's too hard, but there it is. call it the screwy shaker, from the world famous maker of the screwy ball. Came out the other morning and had to cobble this together in a few minutes. Just going to leave the camera here, and we'll talk about this item right here. It's a Mac Tools 5/32 driver. I have a set of these, and I tend to remember dropping this somewhere in the shop. Couldn't find it. Well, I was kind of talking to Flea Market Dave the other day, and I was telling him, yeah, I dropped this thing and I can't find it. And he says, hey, go on eBay, you know, maybe you can buy one. And I went on eBay that evening and looked, and this was the only driver that was for sale that matched my set. The set's made in Japan, and it was the exact size I needed, and I think it was $6 plus shipping. So lucked out on an eBay buy there. Real happy. Well, in this video, I think I showed my apprentice working here today, my grandson, and this drawer was packed solid with self-driving screws, or self-drilling screws. I picked up this cabinet. It had everything in it. It was crazy for $10. But anyway, he was looking for something to do, and I said, well, I've got this open container that doesn't have anything in it, and it'd be nice to have them all separated and labeled. So he went through all the various boxes, put them all in order, put the tags on it, and then cleaned up the second box here also. So nice to have the apprentice in the shop. He loves to organize and clean. You believe it? I filmed it 3 times without the volume, the microphone on. I'll be back.
It happened again?
I did it again. I forgot to turn it on. I did 3 videos, and then I looked at it. I didn't turn the microphone on. I had to do it again.